We have from MetsBlog.com. We have got Matt Cerrone on Skype right now. Let's talk about this New York Mets team. What would you put them? Well, how would you rate them so far at this point in the season? We're at the halfway point. I mean, obviously they're pretty far back inside that East, but what do you make of the team right now?
You know, when the season started, I think everybody kind of assumed they'd be a 500 team. I think a lot of people actually thought they might be a little bit less, but if you read Mets blog, I wrote a lot about how I thought that was about what their potential was. You know, I knew there would be points this season where they'd win 6, 7, 8 games in a row, and I'd probably get far ahead of myself and think these guys were significantly better than they are, and then the next week they'd lose 5 in a row, and I'd think the season was over and they should trade everyone, and that's pretty much how the season is gone.
Well, they're missing the most electric player in all of baseball, their best player, Jose Reyes. He's right now got that hamstring problem. What's his status at this point? It seems like there's so many questions just surrounding him, whether or not he's going to eventually play and whether or not they are going to move him.
The injury, you know, you never know. That's the thing. It's a hamstring. He's had hamstring injuries before early in his career. You know, I think the idea that he's been injury plagued or that he's an injury risk, I actually think is somewhat overplayed. For the most part, through the course of his big league career, he's been pretty healthy and he's played a lot of games every season. Transaction element, there's really, I don't think, much to talk about. I mean, I know the team wants him back. I've heard this from people that I know over there. I think Sandy Alderson understands that this is an entertainment business and that Jose is an entertainer and fans love him. You know, also he can play in New York. We've seen him do it. And he's a homegrown player. He likes being here. I mean, I think when you factor all those things in, he's worth it.
You mentioned that they're trying to get this core nucleus to really move forward and push ahead. But it depends on who's there. I mean, we are at the All-Star break, and everybody kind of wonders, all right, there's always names tossed into the pot and swirled around, and everybody wonders, all right, is it going to be K-Rod? Who exactly is going to be the next guy gone, or who are we going to try to bring in? What are some of the names, if any, that you're hearing? Are they going to try to say, nope, you know what, we like our core group, and if we get healthy, we'll be solid? Is that the case, or is it, you know, we've got some chips, we're going to see what we're going to be able to get for them?
Well, you know, it's a market. It's market economics. So it's not as simple as just drawing up mock trades and saying, well, we want to get this or we should get that for Carlos Beltran. I mean, if teams out there are only willing to do so much, if there's only a handful of teams that are willing to take on, you figure $5 or $6 million left on his deal this year. What are they going to give? If the Mets pick up that money, what kind of prospect will you get back? I mean, from what I hear, if they were even to pay the whole $5 or $6 million that he'll have left, you're still only talking one prospect, not anybody, you know, major. So if that's the case, you know, you're talking value to the Mets. So does that one prospect have more value than, say, Carlos Beltran for a month and a half, even though he's going to be a free agent? Mm-hmm. I would probably say Beltran. You know, if you're a 500 team, you know, Beltran gets hot, maybe he can carry a little bit. For what is he worth to them in terms of wins and attendance, to me, is more than what they'd get back in any deal. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get moved.